make a file here. So we are in this directory. Now you know how to make a file. So let's go ahead and make a file. Everyone do a long listing. We made a test file. Let's just say I only want to remove the test file that I just made. So we can still reuse the rm command that we learned. But as you can see, this time I'm not telling it the -r option because we are not trying to remove a directory structure. We are only trying to remove a single file. Again, the system is prompting you that, are you sure you want to remove this file? So you get one more chance of saying yes. Let me show you a key combination that you're going to find useful. So anytime you're sort of in a jam, if you get stuck somewhere, Control-C will generally return you from wherever you're stuck to the system prompt. So Control and C together will exit out of an operation that you were doing. So I can see that my file is still there. I did not remove it because I actually pressed Control-C to get out of the command I had issued. If you were sure about removing this file up front, I could just say rm-f. So the -f command is going to tell the system that don't prompt me about whether I want to remove this file or not. I'm pretty sure, just go ahead and do it. You can see it didn't prompt us this time around. It just deleted the file. Really? So I think you guys are probably using a different shell. So let's learn a new variable. Let's look at the contents of a variable called shell. So I forgot to say this up front, but this window that we are using for interacting with the system is called a shell. This is a term I think that was coined by back in 60s by a French scientist, I think, who just got a special prize, I think, for the improvements I think they did with the concept of packets. All of you are aware of the TCP/IP packets, right? The Internet Protocol. Our data travels as discrete sets of bits of packets as we communicate with the server. So what does the output of your $shell say? So you guys are using a different kind of shell. There are 3 or 4 major types of shells available. One is called C shell, there's a TC shell, there's obviously the bash shell. By default, system administrators will assign a shell for you. Since all of you are starting new, you can pretty much learn bash shell if you want. I've learned TC shell over the years. There are slight subtle differences between how the shells work. Like, for example, when I try to remove a file here, it's actually prompting me to whether I want to delete the file or not. You can easily change between shells. So for example, if I wanted to use the bash shell, I can just say bash, because if I do which bash, you can see that the bin directory actually contains these 2 shell programs. So I'm running the TC shell, you guys are running the bash shell. But if I temporarily wanted to switch to a different shell, I can type bash, and now actually I'm using the bash shell. So if I do echo $shell now, I should be using, well, it's still showing me as TC shell, but I should be in the bash shell because I did switch to using the bash shell. Again, since this is our very introductory class, let's not worry about the shells for today. Because I went into a different shell, even though I say exit, so exit is how you're going to log out. Exit is how we will log out. Don't do it now. We'll log out at the end by using exit. Unix has this concept where it will allow you to have multiple shells. So if I'm working in this shell 1, I can open up a different shell too and have some programs running there. You can kind of keep going recursively if you wanted, and you can get in trouble after a while, but Unix will allow you to do that. At the same time, Unix will allow you to give really long file names. I mean, I believe you can actually have like 256 characters for folder names if you wanted. I mean, you can get in trouble in multiple ways than one, but a lot of those things are still possible. So even though I said exit, you can see that the system didn't log me out completely, because what happened was I jumped out of this shell. So this second shell I had entered closed, and the system returned me back to the shell 1, that where I was working at. Let's learn another system command called env. So by default, when a system administrator creates an account for you, they set up a lot of what are called system variables automatically. You don't have to do it. These are things that are essentially required for interacting with the system. If I press env, I get a lot of things that scroll by. You can see that this is a longer list. And if we wanted to see this list a screenful at a time, we can start using, or we can start chaining two Unix commands together. The way you chain two Unix commands together is by using this character called pipe, which is the vertical line that's above your enter key. So this vertical line is called a pipe. So what you can do is you can use command 1 and have the output of the command 1 go through command 2 by using this pipe character in between. So you're essentially stringing these two commands together to run at the same time. So if I say env the pipe character, which is a vertical line, and I'm going to now put the output of env command, which is more than one screen full, through another Unix program called more, so that now it shows me one screen full. So once a screen full of information is shown on the screen, the program stops. So the more program automatically stops and is now waiting for us to say whether it's okay to go forward or not. And the way you indicate that is by pressing the space bar. So once you press the space bar, it shows you the second screen full, and it will keep going till you see all of it. So you could see that in the env command, there's a lot of system variables. So the $shell that we just learned is a variable. So any of these uppercase words that you see here are system variables that have automatically been set for you, and you can use the command echo to display them. And one of the things that is set here is home. So this is our home directory that we have already talked about. So home is the home directory. All of you should have your own onion directory as your home. And then the path, which was the critical set of system file paths, which are automatically searched whenever you try to run a program. And as we talked about at the beginning, we're still using the antiquated VT100 protocol by emulating a terminal through the software program. So env actually is listing a number of system variables that are essential for you to interact with the server, which are generally set up automatically by the systems administrators. You will have occasions to change some of these. I mean, clearly the file path variable that is set for everyone will only have a common set of directories. But you can always append it, you can add things to it, because, for example, you ended up creating some directories under your own home that you want to be searched automatically by the path variable. You will be able to modify the path variable by using, see, I think I have those, yep, right here on page 5. I have given you commands for modifying the path variable both for TC shell as well as the bash shell. As you can see, the syntax is slightly different. They both are going to achieve the same thing. They'll modify the path variable, though the syntax is going to be slightly different.